Hi everyone, and welcome to episode, 66? I wrote notes. Did you think I put them up? No. 65. It's episode 65 of the Yarnivore podcast. I am Sadie. I am your hostess with the mostest. And I am here to show you all my knitting glory for the week. I actually don't have a whole lot, so this may be a quick show. So let's jump in and get started with possibly the least interesting thing I have, in possibly the most interesting bag I have, the Boxee, the Worsted Boxee by Joji Locatelli. I am doing it out of Madeline Tosh Vintage in the Whiskey Barrel colorway. And I have finished 2 full skeins and have gotten approximately 11 inches knit. That is not very interesting. It's just stockinette with a little bit of ribbing at the bottom. I am using 5.5 millimeter needles. This is my starting point. Here is how much yarn I have left. Ta-da! 11 inches of greatness. I am loving the colors. Going to enjoy throwing this on in the cooler nights when it gets, well, it does get cool at night here. So, again, it's knitting up pretty fast. It's just a matter of getting to it. Because I slept on my arm funny. And before I went to my chiropractor, I was having a lot of pain in here. Because apparently I misaligned my elbow. So knitting was a bit of a beast, and it was not fun. Next up, I also have no FOs. None. But between now and the next podcast, I get to start my next pair of stripy socks. So I'm excited about that. In the meantime, I am also working on Elphaba Mittens. Elphaba fingerless mitts. Here, I'll pull it out. It says, another great pattern from Wandering Cat Yarns. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Copyright 2010 for personal use only. There's the picture. I have had this mitt pattern on my 2-knit for a long time. I know because I printed this out in Regina when I lived there. And it was because Lala had made a pair. And I liked them. And they were free online. And then I cast them on in Minnesota. And they languored and laid in their bag, which I love, which makes no sense, because look at how cute this bag is. It's got little anchors and octopi, and come on, it's perfect, and it's blue. But I haven't worked on it since I got to the Pacific Northwest. Don't know why, but I am working on it now, and I am almost done the first mitt. I was going to try and finish it last night, but I got sidetracked. So I want this to come up probably to here, the top knuckle on my pinky finger, so that when I'm grabbing my steering wheel, it's not touching skin and being cold, because that is basically the purpose of these mitts. So this is how far I've gotten. I'm using a magic loop. I believe these are 2.5 millimeter needles, which would make it a US 1.5. Don't quote me on that. And I'm using a skein of Knitter's Nightmare, Boogeyman. Is it Boogeyman? No, this is Batty. This is the Batty sock base, and I believe this is the Sugar Skull colorway. So this one has a screw up or a knot or something. I remember I put it away and was like, I can't put that, I can't sell that, so I will figure out something to do with it, and that was fine by me, because I love the colorway, or either that or it was an excuse, and I was like, there's something wrong with this skein, and I just threw it in my there's something wrong with this skein pile. Who knows? I'll figure it out eventually. I don't really care. I want the fingerless mitts. The last thing that I actually got some work done on it was my diamond stitch Afghan. I did go down. I went out and I actually picked this up. It was $7 for all 5 of the needles, and I believe I originally used a J, or what happened was I started with a hook and then I lost that hook, and then the hook I thought I was using was a J, and that ended up looking really big to me, so I went down to an I, which is a 5.5, and I seem to like that a little better. It's looking a little more tight. So you can see where I started repeating. Yeah, I completely forgot like 2 colors in there, but I'm not going back because I'm not. It's going to be a blanket that's going to get loved to smithereens. So that's just going to be a design feature. See right here where this last pink is? There should have been 2 more colors before I hit the yellow, but I didn't remember that I bought that many colors, and they were at the bottom of the bag, so whatever. But it is super huge and long. It is also a free pattern on Ravelry. If you just search Diamond Stitch Crochet Afghan or something like that, it comes up. I'm making it nice and big because I like big blankets. And actually, if I stopped it right now, I'd have a pretty wicked scarf, let me say. I could be like Lenny Kravitz in that really huge scarf picture he has. Just pretend I'm Lenny Kravitz. Does it work? It's the hair, isn't it? Which matches my shirt. And I didn't plan that, but hey, go team. I am liking this. I will probably just keep working on it when I'm not thinking, but again, I have to remember to take off the Fitbit because otherwise it looks like I'm, you know, the queen of the scene. And I'm already planning on doing a granny square Afghan after this because I like it so much. I'm into the old look, the vintage look. So that is the knitting I got done. I don't think I have anything like hardcore in my miscellaneous. Let me double check here. Why did I put you may ask, why did I, yeah, misc is a question mark, but I actually have stuff to show you because I have some enhancements that have come in. So last weekend was the Friends of the Library sale, and I picked up a couple books. One is embroidery, Teach Yourself Embroidery. I don't know if I ever will, but it's originally $16.95 American, $22 Canadian. It's got a bunch of patterns. It's also got all the stitches that teach you how to start embroidering. So if I ever want to embroider, I've got it. And you know what? I might want to embroider. Goodness knows I like everything else. And so that was like $1. And then I got Boutique Knits. It's a library copy, as you can tell, because they've coated the front with that tapey crap they put on. It was $1. And I don't care that it's like an old library copy because, I mean, I picked it up and I figured, hey, knitting book. If it's not horrifying, it'll be a good thing. And it's not horrifying. Like, I mean, there are some things from back in the day, like the early 2000s, that have, like, patterns that we shall not speak of. But this one has some nice stuff. It has some very questionable stuff, but I love these teak bittersweet gauntlets. Like, those are cute. Those are timeless. That I could knit. I enjoy this hat. The Argyle lace hat. It looks very, you know, timeless. I like this, and I don't know if I'm supposed to like this. Like, there's some body shaping issues going on there, but I like it in terms of it looks romantic, and it's called the Raglan Wrap. It would probably look like butt on me. The sideways grand hat, again, since I know people I can make hats for, that's not a problem. Now, the half felted bag I question, because it kind of looks like a uterus with missing fallopian tubes. I'm not 100% sold on it. It's not my cup of tea. And then there's like the cute hat on the front, the side slips cloche. There's some purses that leave something to be desired. Like, why? Why? What can you fit in there? It appears there's a zipper, so you can get things in and out of it, but And this one, what's going on there? Why would I do that to myself? See all those little buttons and see all that button holes? No, 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 no. Like, I aesthetically like the jacket, but I don't think I'd put the buttonholes on. That's not happening. There's no universe in which I need to do that. But again, $1, I'll take it. 20 must-have accessories. I would say more like 10, but 10 must-have accessories for $1 is still worthwhile in my books. And if you like that style, then it's more your thing. I'm a schlub. I'm wearing a t-shirt. And that's me. And then I got bag style. Because if you don't know this about me, I'm a bag whore. I love purses. Period. Full stop. I have a closet just for purses. I do wear them into the ground, so it's not like I have them and then I don't do anything with them. But I was like, again, $1. Carpet bag. I could be Mary Poppins. Except I don't babysit children. But I could look like Mary Popkins. The two-toned bag. And I'm sorry, there's no way that's ever happening. I don't know. Was this stuff done in the 90s? That looks like a very 90s backpack. I think this is from 2000s. 2007. Who in their right mind would wear that in 2007? That was like such a 1990. Ooh, it's a cucumber purse. You can take your cucumber and your tampon and you're good. That's all you can fit in there. Your cucumbers and tampons. I do love the messenger bag. I would make that for myself, even though it's pictured on a man. I believe it to be unisex. It's the rugged messenger bag. What makes it rugged? What makes it rugged? The fact that it's on a man? The market bag, the hemp market bag. Very useful, particularly for anybody who goes to farmers markets or just, wants to take their own bags. I'm a big fan of taking my own bag. There is the apple ribbon tote, which I like it in an odd way, but I would never actually utilize it. Like I would make it, but I think I would just use it for carrying books from point A to point B. It looks like it's crochet. Yes, that is crochet, so I wouldn't have to make it because I can't read crochet patterns to save my life. There's a felted laptop case. There's some genuinely odd stuff in here where I question the sanity of people, but then they have glorious things like the Celtic Weekend tote, which if I were to buy online, I'd probably pay more than $1. So the fact that I get this many bags for $1 just makes me a happy camper. I like this. It's kind of boho. A little 90s, and I'm over felting, but whatever. I love this. Love this. I'm into bags. I'm into bags. I like them. I want more of them in my life at all times. At all times. So bag style. 20 inspirational handbags, totes, and carry-alls to knit and crochet. Because apparently back in the 2000s they were obsessed with the number 20. This is also an interweave. So these are both put out by Interweave, which means you can probably get them as ebooks online for relatively cheap anyway. So go forth and conquer if you saw things you liked, because that's what we do. And lastly but not leastly, sorry, that's my mom. So Jinx Yarn did the Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Festival, and that had some leftovers, and she posted that she was putting up the leftovers, and I saw that one was called Neverender, so I had to have it because Coheed and Cambria. And it is this gorgeous purple and black, and it's in the singles, the single merino, 400 yards, 100 grams. I had to have it. I had to have it because I also have the Totoro in the single, and I thought if I can get enough of these, I could probably do like a color affection. And I just, Neverender, Coheed and Cambria, Jinx Yarn, you can't go wrong. And I was like, well, if I'm going to get one, I may as well make the shipping worthwhile. And I saw this, and I was like, yep. And it fell in my cart. And it is the anime colorway, which is like amazeballs. and that is also in the single. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and do a shawl of some sort that has those 3 colors in it. I'm going to get the Totoro out and like put that in with them. A little crazy, I know, but it could be worthwhile. So that is everything I've done this week. And I guess I will talk with everyone next week. Hopefully I have more to show you. I honestly, like 11 inches of the Boxee kind of took my life. And yeah, I couldn't knit for a couple days. So come on over, join the Ravelry group. I do post links to all the patterns I talk about here in the Ravelry group. I also post when I put up a new thing, and that's where we participate in all the various knit-alongs. We currently have the Use Your Books knit-along going on, and so do post FOs in there. I'll be doing a drawing for something relatively soon in that one because it's going on for the full year. I was going to do a drawing in March, and it's already the end of April, so maybe I'll draw for 2 things in there, so feel free to run in and post anything you've knit out of books. Rules are in there as well. I'll see everybody next week.